Welcome to the Bakke Graduate University course, Writing Well as Stewardship. You know, when many of us Christians think of stewardship, we think of Stewardship Sunday at church, when we're encouraged to give generously or pledge financial support. But have you ever connected stewardship with writing well? To steward means to manage property that belongs to someone else. In Matthew 25, the three servants in Jesus' parable were given talents. 5, 2, and 1, respectively. Each was to invest what was received to return a profit for the master. In a non-financial sense, the ability to write is a talent. If you have learned to write, you have a talent God expects you to manage for His purposes. The question is, how well have you cultivated that talent? Does leaving it underdeveloped correspond to the uninvested talent of Jesus' parable? Several Bible passages point to the importance of writing clearly. For example, shortly before Israel crossed the Jordan to enter the Promised Land, Moses and the elders instructed the Israelites to set up some plaster-coated stones. These stones provided writing surfaces, and you shall write very clearly all the words of this law on these stones you have set up. Habakkuk the prophet heard the Lord express concern for clear writing. Write down clearly on tablets what I reveal to you so that it can be read at a glance. In other words, readers should not have to spend time puzzling over the message written on tablets. Clear writing meant they could read the words on the run. Jesus told the Jews of His Father's two-part concern about the way His Son communicated the truth. The Father who sent me commanded me what to say and how to say it. The command about what to say shows the importance the Father places on the content. In giving Jesus instructions on how to say the truth, the Father shows that its delivery also matters. What purpose should writing serve? These two photos may help you see what your writing should aim for. The one on the left might be seen in a cathedral, the one on the right in your living room. What is each object called? A window. Each window is made of what material? Glass. But there the similarity ends. The big difference lies in the purpose for each. The stained glass window is for looking at, but the picture window is for looking through. Although it is beautiful, the stained glass window actually conceals whatever lies on the other side. By contrast, the picture window reveals the scenery beyond it. And the clearer and cleaner the glass, the better it reveals the great outdoors. In a similar way, your writing should reveal the truth you need to communicate. When you write, don't aim to create something for others to admire. Don't try to impress readers with long sentences or polysyllable words, the equivalent of stained glass. Instead, let your paragraphs, your sentences, and your words make it easy for your readers to see through them and pass them to the ideas you're trying to get across. Unfortunately, something as small as a missing word can fog up the window and make it difficult or impossible for readers to see past it to the truth. For instance, in 1632, one edition of the King James Bible became known as the Wicked Bible. How in the world could a Bible get to be known as wicked? Because it translated the seventh of the 10 Commandments as, "Thou shalt commit adultery." Just one missing word turned God's message upside down. Even a misplaced comma can twist the meaning. Have you heard of what some call the fatal comma in the King James translation of the Bible? That comma sneaked into Ephesians 4:12. Here it is in context. And He gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ. That fatal comma made it look as if the church leaders, mentioned in verse 11, were to do three things: perfect or equip the saints, do the work of the ministry, and edify or build up the body of Christ. For centuries, that misplaced comma made it appear as if all ministry belonged to the clergy, when actually they were to prepare the rest of God's people to do the work of ministry. All this is to say that when we Christians set out to serve God and others through what we write, we need to learn how to become good stewards of the written word. You've set out on a journey toward a graduate degree from BGU. This means you've entered the world of academic writing. To some, academic writing sounds ominous, scary. And yes, academic writing is different from ordinary writing in some ways. Yet, a lot of the expectations for BGU assignments, papers, and final projects will be identical to everyday writing. All writing should be precise, well organized, readable. Readers expect written projects to reflect good, even if not perfect, English. Frequent lapses in those areas can lead, rightly or wrongly, to some rather negative conclusions. For example, even brilliant people will not seem so smart if they write run-on sentences like this one. Ray needs a new truck. He visited 10 different dealerships. Misplaced modifiers can also undermine readers' confidence in your ability. At 6 years old, my parents gave me a cell phone for Christmas. Again, all of us should see writing well as part of our stewardship before God. In this course, we'll be covering a number of areas in which we need to develop or polish our writing skills. These lessons will deal with organizing ideas, building effective paragraphs, creating crisp, easy-to-read sentences, choosing words that communicate, and signaling clearly with punctuation marks. In addition, you'll learn how to take an objective look at your own writing by using Microsoft Word's built-in way to measure reading ease and reading difficulty. And you'll also learn how to use an online grammar checker. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and enjoy the course.